Welcome back to Solo Marvel Champion, where today I'm playing Maria Hill versus Batroc. This is the second scenario in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. campaign. I'm not playing on campaign mode, though. I'm just playing them on standard to get a feel for them. Now, we do have a little bit of setup. Here, this tells us to put the rescued captives aside, put the alert level environment into play, low side face up, and if I was playing expert, I would put 2 threat on it. We'll flip this, and it has 6 threat. Then I'm going to go ahead and read all of the responses and interrupts we have in play right now. Force interrupt on the main. When the last threat is removed from this scheme, advance the scheme to stage 2A. The players win by advancing. If this stage is completed, the players lose the game. So I just want to get 6 or all 6 of these off of here. Clear this to advance, and I don't want it to get to 12. Batroc, forced response on his attack. After he attacks, place 1 threat on alert level. Forced interrupt. When he would be defeated, reset his hit points to 8 instead. Then remove 6 from the main scheme. That gives you a way to remove threat from the main if you're not able to thwart very well. Alert level low. If there are at least 4 per player threat here, remove all threat from here and flip it. Force response after a character is defeated, except by consequential damage, place a threat here, so I don't want to chump block. Hero action, spend 1 resource of any type, remove 1 threat from here. I think they have finally fixed this. Instead of saying once per player per round, you can do this any number of times in hero form. So I do love that. When I get a rescued captive, I will read their info. Give me a shuffle. I would love to see a Ready to Rumble in my opening hand, because her ability lets me search for shield support and add it to my hand, but I have to exhaust her. So if I can get a Ready for Rumble down, I can do that ability and then flip up to hero and be ready to thwart 2 off of there. Okay. There is actually some good stuff there. Helicarrier is good on the double. This is a great late game, and I can do 1, 2, 3 for Coulson. But how am I paying for that? And I don't have a Ready to Rumble. So I think I discard all of this and draw 3 new cards. Let's get Ready to Rumble. Did not get Ready to Rumble. That's fine. It just changes what I want to do on my first turn. Her abilities are: you may include the maximum number of copies of 3 shield supports in your deck from aspects other than your chosen aspect. The only ones I'm running in here, I'm running 3 copies of Command Team. Action, exhaust Maria, search your deck for a shield support, and add it to your hand. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Her resource generator is a support. Support staff. That comes to hand. So let's do 1, 2, 3 for Helicarrier. Normally, I would put Sky Destroyer into play, but I don't need to do damage to win this scenario. So I'm going to hold off on it. Then I'll use Helicarrier to play Support Staff, which comes in with 3. Move up just a little here. 3 staff counters, and those are just Those are just wild resources. Now, though, I could go ahead and play Sky Destroyer just to use it when I need it. So we'll do on the double to ready any number of shield supports. Oh, it's a shame I couldn't use this. Ready any number of shield supports with a combined printed cost of 6 or less. So I'll just ready my helicarrier and do helicarrier 1, 2 for Sky Destroyer. That deals 2 damage. I'm going to flip up, and that will be my turn. Now, with these two in play, and like a single double, I can play the Iliad really easily. Okay. Mockingbird or Monica will be the way to go here. I think I like Mockingbird for the stun. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I can actually get both of them in as long as I don't have to discard anything. 1 goes on. He's attacking for 2, and I'm just going to take it this first time because I want to be able to thwart. So 2, 3, 4, and 1 threat goes on alert level. 1 encounter card. He attacks. Now I've got to defend. That's 2. Only 2. So I take no damage, but another threat goes on. So I'm going to do Helicarrier and 2 for Monica Chang. Monica stuns, and Sky Destroyer deals 2. Now, beating him isn't terrible because it is going to, or defeating him, because it is going to remove threat here. Now we'll do 1, 2, 3 for Monica. She's going to go find me. I thought I already saw one. She'll find me my surveillance team, or a surveillance team. It comes into play with 3, and then because Monica put it into play, we add 1. Now, I like keeping my generator around, so I'm going to use her reassignment action, move 1 all-purpose counter from a shield support to another shield support. I'm going to move that to there, and so she, cost me 1 less than normal. Then Mockingbird will take 1. Monica will take 1. And shield support, or surveillance team, will take 1. Ready? Homeland Intervention can be great. Another surveillance team. See, that can play surveillance team, and it'll come in with 4. It comes in with 3, and I add 1. I love that. I'll do that unless I find the Iliad. A command team is nice. Nick is nice as well. And I might be able to... I will be able to do both. 1 goes on. He cannot attack. 1 encounter card. This has patrol. If it's on high, it gains Insight 1. So, we will do 2. Trying to decide now if I want to do command team or surveillance team, because I can also play Nick. 2 for command team. It comes in with 3, but 4 since I played it with special funding. That's shield, so that deals 2 damage here. And Mockingbird will knock him out. When defeated, place 1 threat there. Yeah, she should have 2, right? Let's thwart 2. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 for Nick Fury. After he uses a basic power, place 1 all support counter on a shield support. So he's going to thwart 2. And give me another counter down here. I'm going to ready him. I'm going to have this take 1. Now we do the force interrupt. When the last threat is removed from this scheme, advance to 2A. 2A just has some flavor text. Now that you've penetrated the embassy, you need to locate Garza. You discover several holding cells in the embassy's basement. Hopefully, one of them holds the kidnapped tech. This comes in and only has 3. And that's why I didn't want to use Nick for that. Nick will take 2. And Monica will take 1. She's defeated. This activation is going to add, let's add another one here for now. And of course I can move around with this, but we get another force interrupt. When the last threat is removed from this scheme, put 1 aside, rescued captive into play, exhausted. The players may advance to 3A. If they do not advance, place 3 threat here. I am going to advance to 3A because when revealed, if the threat alert is on high, deal each player a face down encounter card. Otherwise, remove all threat from it and flip it to high. This comes back with 12. And once I defeat that, I win. Forced interrupt, when an enemy attacks, it attacks rescued captive instead. That's important to remember because this doesn't want me to chump block. Next, if there is no threat here, the players win the game. If this stage is completed or there are no rescued captives in play, the players lose the game. So if this gets defeated, I could just lose. Now she has victory -1, does not count towards your ally limit, which I love. Card abilities cannot remove this ally from play, and hero action, exhaust her, remove 1 threat from the main. So with command team, I can do that twice. And I had a game where I had all 3 command teams out, and she did that 4 times. Let's ready. Draw 5. I'd love to see the Iliad now, especially with that special funding. There is the Iliad. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plays the Iliad. That's super nice. 1 goes on here. He's attacking, and he's attacking the rescued captive. So I'm going to defend it. 2, 3, 4. I do take 2 damage. 1 threat goes on here. 1 encounter card, the villain attacks me. And that means that will be attacked instead. Okay. I'm trying to decide if I want to block with Mockingbird. It's not the end of the world, but if 4 go on here, I am defeated. And actually, that was 5. Because this gives +1 scheme and +1 attack, so I take 1 more damage. Attacking and Mockingbird blocks. That's 3, 4, 5. She's gone. And 2 threat goes on here. That's not bad because Helicarrier reduces the cost of the next card I play by 1. So I'm going to play the Iliad for 1, 2, 3, 4, which will put an extra counter on it, 5, 6. I'm going to hold on to her for a moment. Now, that is shield, so that deals 2 damage. This comes in with 3, and because I use special funding, an extra counter goes on. And I will actually, in case something crazy happens, I'm going to get rid of that, spend that to get rid of a threat. I can move counters around. I don't know that I need to, though, at least not yet. I'm going to exhaust to remove a threat. Going to ready, exhaust to remove a threat. Nick is going to attack Batroc. That defeats him, but when he would be defeated, reset him to 4 and remove 6 threat from the main. This goes away. But it also adds a counter to something. I'm just going to add the counter here, not that it matters. I'm going to exhaust that to take 1 threat off. Then I'm going to exhaust the Iliad, remove 4 threat from a scheme. If there is no threat here, the players win the game. So I do like... I really do like Maria, and I really like this scenario. Like I said earlier, they fixed this. You can do this more than 1 time per turn. I think that's great. Maria, you know, the Iliad can do a lot of work. The other big carriers each do a specific thing. And I'm not running the Douglas in here. The Douglas is the Justice helicarrier. My thinking is, you know, the Iliad can do such good work. The only other ones I'm going to run are going to be in aspect because I'll have power ofs in that aspect. Like, I'm not even run Power of Justice in this deck. So, like, the Cersei is the leadership. I'll definitely play that one if I'm playing leadership. Again, because it has, I'll have power of leadership and make it a little bit easier to play. Running the big carriers out of aspect does not appeal to me because they're harder to play. They are as hard to play as the Iliad was, because I don't have any power of aspect cards to help pay for it. So that's just my thinking. I am going to only run in aspect carriers if I'm also running the power ofs, and maybe I would run the power ofs because I was playing that. So those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think. Let me know what I missed. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a marvelous day.